Hey guys, I'm going to go over cruel seas and the vosper and how to identify the vosper 1 and the vosper 2. I'm sure many of you naval war gamers already know all this, but I was trying to assemble these, and I just wanted to give you some quick tips on the differences between the two. On the vosper 1, when you open the box, you're going to get these just like this, and they're not really marked which one is which. The vosper has a line right here, type 1, and the type 2 has the circle here. And what I did to make it easier on myself is I wrote the name underneath. This way, if anybody ever wants to play and they're not sure which is which, they can easily look at it and tell. The vosper 1 has a torpedo tube here and here, so there's only 2 on the vosper 1, and there's 4 on the vosper 2. It has the dual machine gun, which comes in 2 parts on the vosper 2, and then the single one has the vosper 1. So the tools that you're going to need for best assembly, a pair of these, basically snips, that'll let you snip the units, pieces off for the units, an X-Acto knife to help smooth the edges where you come across problems, and then super glue gel, which is a lot easier to control than super glue. And then if you want to get a Sharpie and mark the units underneath, that would be fine too. So let's take a quick showing of how this works. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble everything because it really doesn't hurt to disassemble. The masts are the same for either one, so you can use either one of those. And then on the quick player sheet, there's a guide here on where the part numbers are and which ones they belong to in case you get confused. But I found that they're pretty, if you pre-fit everything and you try to snap it in and see if it fits, they're pretty easy to identify what is what, but once you start gluing, you start making a mess with things, and so it's a little more difficult. So probably one of the first things you want to do is separate the length of the tubes. You'll see that the longer tubes belong on the vosper 1 and the shorter tubes belong on the vosper 2, and there's going to be 4 of those. Then we've got the cabin pieces. You're going to match those up. You can look at the lifesaver ring to easily identify which one goes with which. Match it up. And for the vosper 1, there's a piece that sticks out that fits right into the hole here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a ventilation fan of some sort to keep from breathing these fumes. The super glue gel is a lot easier to control than the regular super glue. And it just pops down in there like that. Super easy. The mast hole is to the side here. You may want to wait to do that a little later since it's so tall it can kind of get in the way of things. Then we'll do the torpedo tubes. Just a small amount. Oops. Yeah, I'm just having a rough time here with this camera. And so you want the diagonal pointers to the front. Press down, this way down. I feel like Bob Ross here. Okay, that's it there. Make sure that cabin is pressed tightly together. Got a bit of a strip here. All right. Now there is a machine gun that goes in the back here. It's a very small part. It's going to pop down to that hole. And you can if you want to turn it a little bit, it kind of adds kind of a cool look to it. But have it straight back if you want. And then the last thing we have is the machine gun for the front. So this one is the single hole unit that goes on the one, and then the Type 2 has two pieces to go together. Probably want to glue that together. That one fits right into the hole of the Type 2. Holds together pretty good. Some glue here. Now there is no hole for this machine gun that goes in the front, so I had a hard time getting it to hold still. I knocked it a couple times and just had to reset it and wait. And you may just want to kind of trim it flat if you can, so it's more flush. Yes, my hands do shake a lot. It's all right. You do what you do with what you got. I'm going to glue for the mast hole, which is off to the side and back. And we'll do the torpedo tubes here. Again with the diagonals to the front, make it easier. I like to do one post at a time. So I'll take one in and then I'll slide the one in the back in. Something for the back. again to the diagonals to the front. And now the cabin. So you'll see this cabin has 2 holes here on each side. And we'll put the pieces together. I'm going to snap around that box type thing. So I'm going to put some glue around this. Be good. Drop in that hole. Snatch right in. Make sure those 2 pieces are flush. There we go. Not too pretty tight. And we got the mast left, and that's pretty much it. After this, it's just a matter of priming it and painting it. Honestly, with these ships, you could just prime them and go as is. And really, you could be able to play with them just as is, because all these boats are gray. And you can just do the guns and stuff if you want. But that's it for the Vospers. Take care.